Our $20,000 esports circuit has returned, and there is a new challenger in the grand finals. Join me one and all in welcoming Vortex back to Midweek Muster. That's right, Season 2 kicks off. His first week entering here in week number 3, and already he is broken through into grand finals after a convincing victory over Wham 3-1. We kick off this grand finals with a Byzantine pick for Vortex. B's response will be Japanese. Map is going to be Cliffside to get us started in this best of 7. And it's going to be an interesting best of 7, folks. I think B has a potential edge here. You know, on paper, Vortex definitely favored on results. But the interesting part is that we have 2 maps that are relatively new. Front Range as well as Danube Divide. Those are the areas where B thrives. Experimentation is really key for him. It's why I think we've seen B maybe pitter off in results a little bit in the last few months compared to before. And I just realized, oh my god, thank you, Shakespeare's, for the 5 gifted subs. I hope you're still here. I do see you. Sorry, I had a deep discussion there. You're a legend. Appreciate everyone who's been subbing the channel, everyone who's been tuning in. You guys are what is making these type of tournaments possible. And it wouldn't be possible without you. That and the players who've just been delivering. Guys, if you haven't been watching these tournament series live, I mean, you're missing out. It's jaw droppers all the time. You know, we already had some crazy upsets. MSN taking a game off Wham. You know, Numadon last week was a phenomenal eye-opener of performance, being B in the third place. 3-1, I believe it was. And the list just goes on. But Vortex, Goldberry's back. Stoneford is bad, though. Luckily for him, Japan's not aggroing at all. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that. Did B rush the scout? Not really. It doesn't look like it. It would have taken him a bit while to get around the back. The reason I'm shocked by this is that this is the most vulnerable Civ in the game to outpost rushes. The berries, right? You go after them. But Vortex clearly was already worried about that and gathering berries at the start. So I imagine B was chuckling to himself when he came around the back and saw this happening because he wasn't intending to rush him. Props to him, man. What? Oh my god, what a switch up. It's a game of bamboozling. So first we have the expectation of a Dark Age rush, forcing the berry gathering. Then we have the reaction of, oh, no rush? I'm going to drop Grand Winery on this second berry patch. That is wild. I appreciate all the kind words about KPMM, but you gotta praise these guys as well. This is phenomenal. Grand Winery outside the base is something taboo, but it has been happening recently. I think most notably for a lot of people, they might recall the Anatan done it in the last S-tier tournament to great success, actually. Oh, this is an absolute pleasure. Stone gathering from B. Okay, so he's looking for the Uma timing, right? Yeah, a little bit of out-of-time walking like this. Level 1 Daimyo does require 175 gold. So he's just going to hard commit. He does have Tawara to make this a little bit easier on him in terms of movement and gathering. And how are we looking sheep count-wise? I mean, Vortex is smashing it. 20 sheep. 9 for B. All right, guys, this is nightmare fuel, man. He has got the ability to go into berries, which will gather really fast. But if he needs to go pressure-oriented, he does not have much food to do so with, even with the Kura storehouse. Damn, this is a great start by Vortex. You start to think about the way that Vortex has played today up against Wham, and now with how this could easily go against B. Is he about to be the new boogeyman of Midweek Muster? Oh, we got a pause. All right, and we're back. Wait, maybe not. All right, skip this out of the video. All right, there we go. Back to Vortex. He's going to be able to scout this out. He should see the lack of sheep. Might open up an aggressive line for him here. We have got the stables drop, which he also scoured. So probably presuming an Uma Ban in the beginning. And Vortex is also gathering stone on the front side, so it will be system scaling. Rack's opener to guarantee he can stay there. He's going to need it as well in the Grand Winery. I mean, this just feels illegal. Like, it's crazy as well, because you could technically just shove the deer in a little bit later on. In theory, in the late game, when you wall this as well, like, this is the perfect Grand Winery, because you'll be able to full farm it. There won't be a TC in the way. But that's far, far down the line. And we have got the Yumi follow up. Yeah, so B with the 1-2 step. Are we going to be seeing javelins from Vortex? Usually when you open Limitane, you follow up jabs. It's just organic that way. Javelins counter archers. Limitane counter horsemen. And that means you also protect your javelins. Whereas if you go for Limitane Lombo, you're countering spear, you're countering cav, but you're not countering ranged, really. At least not Yumi. The big problem with Lombo versus Yumi is Yumi tend to get overkilled by Lombos a lot. And they also gap close you quickly. Oh, he's going them, though. Okay, so Lombo. So maybe Horseman is a follow-up here from Vortex. Normally we see Limitane Lombo when you're eventually going Horseman as well. It's not bad defensively as well if you just want to camp in your base. Horseman not getting queued up. I mean, it's kind of expected to see more investment than just the Uma here. We used to see these cheesy builds where you'd one Uma Bannerman and then fast castle, but I feel like those are pretty dead now. Not a common sight. And double Lombo pump by Vortex, by the way. Because he gathered the initial berries and then he's on the Grand Winery, he's got a phenomenal timing for back-to-back Lombos. Uma's going to be trying to rotate in, but the Limitane will block that. Yeah, just tricky. The Yumi should be good at rotating, but not against this double Lombo timing. I think that's the other thing that's convinced Vortex to do this over Javelins. Is with Lombos, it's more about the quantity as well. It's really nice because you scale up a lot quicker. Blacksmiths as well. B has at least got Steeled Arrow coming. But remember, it's level 3 Sistan, so tech's coming very fast for the Byzantines here. Courtesy of the Dialecticus ability. B is full punting it. Is he going to be quick enough? Second group of Lombos is coming out in 20 seconds, so this is going to be tight. Also, on the front, like, it's kind of baiting. He's got 12 Yumi, but only 8 are here. Limitane? I'm going to start to get thinned a bit, but Uma Bannerman down to half HP already. Well, Steeled Arrow is there, but he doesn't have the extra ranged armor is problematic. So Yumi are now getting sniped. Limitane have to back up a little here. Remember, he has got the Akratoy if things get really dire. Might be needing it soon. Let's charge in there. Gets the Limitane low, but now the Lombo backstab's coming through. A bit of an overextension there from Vortex. We'll pull it back towards the TC just in time. And I think he has dodged the most dangerous phase of this attack from B. Undermesh is now on the way, but remember, these Blacksmith techs... Well, when he remembers to switch over to Dialecticus, come in like 40, 30 seconds. Interesting enough, Vortex did stop at just level 3 Sistan, so we haven't got that full scale into 5 like we're used to seeing. This is something weird and new. And Vortex just keeping an eye on to see if B is fully committing. The idea here is if you know when he stops producing, when he looks for castle, you can go on a counter-offensive. Cliffside is actually a really good map for Lombos because of the short distance to the enemy base, but also the choke points make it hard for you to get surrounded. And B, good eyeballs. He has moved out to the boar, but he's actually on the berries. Tawara plus Takazaiku, boar's still better with survival techniques, but without it, it's not. Little funny detail there. 0.69 base gathering rate on berries, 50% increase puts you up by 0.34. So you're actually better off gathering berries, unless you want to get survival techniques. Villagers being harassed here. B. He did force him off the Grand Winery, but it's already been gulped, man. He ate everything. So getting the maximum he can. I believe he can afford one more group of Lombos, right? Oh, no, that's right. They increased it to 520. Oh, that's so tilting. He's so close. And the next berries, where are they? Oh, my God. They're all the way out here. All right, so he's never touching those. That is so far out. At what stage do you say screw it and buy some olive oil? Instead, he's going to be teching. Could be seeing some groves added in soon, right? Is what you'd normally say. But this is not a normal Grand Winery. Yeah, normally the Grand Winery is here and you just add them in. He's going to do it anyway, but these are much less efficient without the Grand Winery buff. At least for mercenary attainment. Still, it's only 30 olive oil, so it will be worth this investment. And we are going to be seeing a Kata switch. There's 94 per longbow. Yeah, but the thing is, like, the prices that they cost aren't necessarily what it shows up here. I mean, it's just weird because when they increase the cost of the longbow contract, they did update the front UI. It's very odd. Golden Tower in a very bold position from Vortex. No secrets to be had here. Which is scary considering B is blobbed. He's ready for a push. Yeah, but going very wide. I am worried that this won't be quick enough unless B steers. Hold on. Oh, the scout. The scout comes in clutch. So B, he now knows. We'll look to aggro in. He can rotate around the north here. And realizes that, yep, jumps into action. Golden Horn Tower almost complete, though. It needs to be faster than this. Sees the exposed longbows. Yumi pushing this back. There's not many Limitane left. Golden Horn Tower is indeed going to complete. Army is small from Vortex, though. Not many Limitane left alive. The horsemen are looking for the flood point. Can he find it? Longbow count is decent, but everything else is moot. And here we go. Destruction time. B jumps on in. Looks for the villagers. Checks the gold, but they already pulled away. Shivs are going to be coming out here. Akratoy has been activated. He just leveled up, which means he does get extra damage to keep him a bit more tanky and a little bit more effective here. The horsemen now diving in. They look on top of the longbows. Veterans, he just kicked through, and B is going to be kicked out of the base. So close, but yet so far. B was not able to crack skulls. No, the longbows do survive, and that means B has to go back to the drawing board. I mean, it looked like for a second he was going to have it there, but patience from Vortex. He didn't panic. He didn't overreact. Now moves out to the deers. He looks to make this more about Cataphract than longbow. And the longbows will just organically now come in via the Golden Horn Tower. B, I'm a bit shocked by this. Not even trying for the age up. I mean, in fairness, he got some kills, right? 2 worker kills, but it's not incredible here. Hence why we're seeing this double down. It's quite often the case these days. Still Cataphracts are going to be able to chase this away. And I think B probably has about a minute to do real damage. And then you need Castle. Like, I almost feel as if these spearmen are to protect him in case he gets dove. But we talked about how effective longbows are on this map. The short distance makes it very hard to grab them, to ambush them. Still, with this many horsemen, there is maybe hope. Marches in, longbows. They're going to get caught. They're going to get surrounded. Vortex, an overextension. Oh my god, B. Vortex was clearly expecting an age up. Not this. Longbows get wiped. And Cataphracts now can be contested by spears. Without longbows there to protect them, spearmen can solve the puzzle. Marches them forward. Horsemen still rotating around the back. Paling's drop from Vortex is going to be a big fat L as the army has been obliterated. Man, the reinvestment was looking so shaky for a moment there. B, he started to wonder if he was going to get what he wanted, but Vortex just walks up to his door, lays out a plate, and says, "Eat me." And the horsemen gobble and oblige. So Vortex now just trying to get the Cataphracts online, but without longbows, I don't know what Catas are meant to do for you here. Raw Spear is going to just make you fearful of all engagements. They're at least not here for the moment. They're just diving, looking for kills instead. More spears are arriving, and Vortex. Remember, guys, that Olive Grove setup that's usually quite easy with the TC. It's really far away on this Grand Winery. And, wow, Marketplace drop. Is he thinking of just buying into olive oil? Because you need longbows, right? Like, longbows is the only thing that's going to scare spears, or you have to go archers. I mean, Varangian would kind of seem, I don't want to say dead obvious, but you'd think Varangian would be desirable here. Probably just worried about getting kited. Buying all, is that a thing? Oh, wait, can you buy it? Yeah, you can buy it. It's just no one does it. Because it's expensive as all hell. Oh, he sold it. I think he's selling it, right? Or is that just over time the olive grows? I'm trying to remember if the olive oil rate doesn't start that bad, right? Because you only get 70 gold from 100 olive oil. Because I know it used to be really good for selling, because people used to sell the olive oil for fast castle. But I can't remember if they ever nerfed it. It's always been a weird dynamic because this civ is the only one that gets olive oil. So you can't market manipulate like you can in other resources. Now, Vortex is just trusting in the cat to carry. Breakthrough coming in though, B. This is ridiculous. Several minutes of feudal. And he's still not done. Farms now being idled out. Farms that are fairly fresh for Vortex. Horseman. Ready to gobble up what little Lombo there will eventually be. Sistens also easily targetable. Instead, he just goes after all the farms. B, a remarkable game one. He's now ready for castle. Vortex still not looking ready for a fight. Just expensive losses here. And this, folks, this is exactly why the Grand Winery gets built near the TC. I mean, in fairness to him, an army this big would dive a TC anyway. But as a feudal army, so you'd at least be killing a lot of them. You see that Vortex desperately wants to punish somehow. He knows. If he tramples in, 17 spears, Cataphract are going to melt. Vortex with the chase. Can he get it? Trample. Decent connect. Trims a few of the Yumi here. But here's the important part, folks. B was just full offensive. Pretty taboo to do when you're attacking, but the benefit of doing so is in the retreat, you run all the way home, veterancies will be there by the time you get home. So he's trying to punish him now on the extended resources, but I don't think you can stay here this long. Mad Samurai just started to get queued up by B. And we also have got the Yumi as a priority veterancy. Not just that, Spearmen. Yeah, honestly, like I feel like a lot of the time spears get slept on in castle for Japanese, even though they're very powerful. You know, the Bannerman, once you get to level 2, worth investing in that extra increase, plus the extra 1 tech into melee over most civs. Like spears for Japan is subtly quite effective. Of course, an obvious one here. And there's just no Lombos to really contest you. Horsemen are going to rotate around the back. Lombos now feel threatened. Veterancy for the Spearman has not come through just yet. Vortex is a hard commit. The Yumi have also been upgraded now. Target fire comes in on all Lombos. Cataphract do remain king here. F5 armor versus the 8 range damage. B knows he now needs to contest it. Vortex may have lost a lot of the backbone of the army, but the Cataphracts are the real punch power here. Trample comes in, sidesteps it, beautifully done, intercepts the new Mounted Samurai. Vortex is not dead yet. No, B needs to get more spears out ASAP. Also, kind of at risk when he keeps posturing like this. I think B's just trying to buy time for the Spearmen to build up, because if you trickle spears out here, they'll just die. Props to Vortex, man. I'm impressed. With how this game looked just, what, 2 or 3 minutes ago, you'd just assume dead. By some miracle, he's thinned B's army, and he still has the majority of Cataphracts to show for it. But it doesn't get easier from here. No. Because of these farms, it's always exposed. Good news is the walls are starting to come up. And the relic game is an interesting detail as well, right? Vortex, he secured a relic. B's only secured 1. But, I mean, I say only. He just teched up. That was quick. And he does still have map control, double Shinto as well. I think we've got a 4 relic game for B. Where's the Mango Tower? probably here, but you got a lot of places that kind of need a mango tower. Like tree lines down here, farmland area, the gold. Guys, mangoes are like OP, but they're not cheap. Vortex now with the Varangian switch up as well. Yeah, but is B onto him? We've got Onimusha. This is the perfect reaction. Oh my god, yeah, the Varangian, they're in there. So B knows exactly what he's up against. Yeah, and this is the difference the Lombo losses make, by the way. You know, if this is your standard 5-level system game, Goldenhorn Tower's printing out a lot of Lombos. If you're not losing so many of them, you keep like a core comp of 20 plus. That's really powerful against Onimusha. That actually blocks Onimusha play. But with what he's lost in these engagements, B realizes that actually Onimusha is a viable investment. Whereas most of the time, it just feels like you can't do it against Biz Lombo builds. Yeah, like actually a lot of the Biz builds really just spit in the face of Onimusha. You know, it's either Javelin or Lombo, and either way, right? It's hard to ever justify, especially when you consider that Onimusha are more expensive crossbows. The full wall in. It's like, all right. I mean, I feel like you need to raid me to death, but if you can't raid me, there's a beast just looking to unshackle himself from worrying about angles here. Now, there is some concern for him. Like, remember these systems? We're talking 65 villages now. 20% extra count there. That's another 12 villages. B doesn't really have much to compete with, but love this Yorishiro drop. The TC over time is going to allow B to extend a lead. This is such a good play right now for the second or third Yorishiro. Typically, the third one is the soft spot, is the sweet spot, rather. Just allows you to start pumping that lead, to plump up. Yeah, and just doesn't feel greedy. You know, some people will highlight, but the Yorishiro can't be taken out the TC. It's permanent. You can't delete this, right? I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, though. Like, yeah, that matters 20 minutes down the line. But if it builds you a 20-worker lead over time, it's trade-off logic, you know? Like, when we talk about mine work, if you're not going to use all pikes, really you're just getting cheaper and quicker techs in blacksmiths. That's still a good thing. Longbow counter haul is just a double archery range, but it's a good thing because of the timings. So what are we doing here? I think Vortex should probably be suspecting the TC Yorishiro by now. Like, I think it's become quite standard for most Japanese players. Like, there's still a few holdouts, but I feel like I'm seeing it more than I'm not now. So I don't want to say full urgency to attack, but definitely some requirement here. And props to him. The Lombo count is back up to 20. Did B play this too slowly? I mean, 20 Lombos is good enough to snipe out Onimusha for sure. We'll begin by sniping out the spears, actually. Varangian are available as a forward unit. Now he can commit the trample, and there we go. He goes straight to the back line. Tries to cut off the retreat, muddies it. Lombos need to be target firing down those Onimusha. He targets them. And B, is he actually going to be able to mop this up quick enough? The Lombos are mainly the only thing left. Vortex has lost all Cataphract. Barely any Varangian standing. And B, I think he's broken him. He's done it. For a moment there, Vortex, it looked like he had enough Lombos to carry through, but no. The front line gets melted. And B will now be able to plow on through. 8 Mount Samurai scaling. It's only Lombo left alive, which are atrocious here against the heavy cav. And an open base and an open and shut case. Game 1 goes to B, but what a crazy one. From the Grand Winery placement to the relentless feudal pressure. I got to give B a lot of props, man. I see him run these deep feudal plays more often than most pros at the moment. And it's crazy how often it comes out successful.